Interesting here, to say the least. Probably the worst time this caution could fall, kind of in between laps. You know, here at or where we're at, Road America, 4-mile racetrack, green, white checkers, you can have 3 of them. So the Dollar General Toyota's been good. It's been a pleasure working with Jacques all weekend, and hopefully we can just put ourselves in position, make the right pit calls to put ourselves in a spot to win.
Do you come in when they roll back in a few minutes? Do you come in to top off before the green? Do you come in after the green and run another lap or 2?
I think we probably want to come in during the caution and top off, and then try to gain as many spots and then get another caution to try to get back to the front. So we're gonna see how it plays out. You know, we don't know the other team's fuel mileage. Just based on ours, I don't think anybody can make it other than the cars that may have pitted just now. So like I say, it's gonna be tough calls here coming up.
All right, 32 should be on pit road. The matter is when they come. Mike?
And catching up with Scott McDougall, the crew chief for Stephen Wallace. And you stayed out while most of the leaders have already pitted. I'm sure there's a pit stop coming soon. What's the pit strategy here?
Yeah, we'll be pitting here the next time the pit road's open for us. We just need to, we couldn't go from there to the end. It'd be too big of a risk. And with the NASCAR's rule with the green, white checkers at the end, being a 4-mile racetrack, we just had to make plans for that. So it'll be a little bit of a game plan for it without putting us in a bad spot later on in the run.
And in addition to taking fuel, Jamie, they're also going to put 2 spring rubbers in the rear to stiffen that car up.
And Newt Moore, he came off the pit box here to take a little break. Victor Gonzalez, your driver today, sitting 8th right now, though, Newt. Once we open up these pits, what's your guys' strategy?
We're going to pit one more time. We planned on pitting on lap 32, and that would have got us to the end with the green-white checker, and probably going to have more than one attempt at that green-white checker. So that was our game plan, so we kind of stuck with it, and we were almost in the way out there a minute ago, but Victor done a good job. Car's decent. We're getting working on it, get a little bit better. 31W insulation, state water heater, Chevrolet's pretty good.
I know he said he's a little thirsty in there. He couldn't find his water bottle. Did you guys get him all squared away?
Yeah, he found it. Yeah, he kind of should have just put it in his hand before we took off. We'd have been better off, but he's doing good, doing a real good job.
All right, holding a pretty wheel. His dad watching on. His dad surprised him, flew in last night to watch his boy race. Alan.
All right, Jamie, thanks. So we are up to 23 minutes of red flag, and I guess if you're running back and forth between racetracks 1,800 miles apart, a little red flag nap's a good thing.
Yeah, you got to find the time to do it, so it's a good time.
Now, check out the shifter knob here inside the 60 car. Earlier in the weekend, right, that was what the 60 car started the weekend with, but they decided to change it out to this. Eric Darnell practiced the car here on Friday, so when Carl shows up and gets in the car this morning for qualifying, watch this.
What's this, guys?
What is that all about?
Can we change it?
Come here, I want to talk to you.
No, we can't change it.
What'd you do? Hey, man.
What is this all about?
It's working, though.
Yeah.
It's working pretty good.
He's going to keep that shifter knob in the car every road course. He's going to carry that shifter handle with him to Sonoma tomorrow. If that car would run like this one has today. So Carl Edwards sitting under the red flag right now, 20 laps away from another road course win. Steve Wallace, I guess we got to find something to do under the red flag.
Really have always had so much respect for the NASCAR fans. They are tried and true, dedicated fans. And you know what? One thing I've actually really been excited to see is a Danica flag hanging from someone's trailer somewhere. I just want to see one. I think if I see that and, you know, there's a few people cheering for me, that I will be okay.
Now Danica Patrick joins the NASCAR Nationwide Series, along with some of the Sprint Cup double-duty guys like Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick. They'll all be there at New Hampshire next Saturday, 2:30 Eastern Time on ESPN, as ESPN's exclusive coverage of the NASCAR Nationwide Series rolls on up to the Granite State. 23 New Hampshire races, 23 different faces in Victory Lane. We'll see if we can make it 24 next Saturday at New Hampshire. Hope you'll be with us for that. We are sitting under the red flag as cleanup continues up in turn 6 from the Big Ten car pileup about a half an hour ago now. We've been talking a lot of fuel strategy and getting fuel to the finish and getting all the fuel out of the tank you can could be very critical. For more on that, we go to our Craftsman Tech Garage and Tim Brewer. Tim?
When it comes to road racing, we change a lot of things on the race cars. One being the fuel pickup. Historically, we'll run the fuel pickup in the far right rear corner on all the ovals because the centrifugal force forces all the fuel over in this area, and we know where to put it to pick the fuel up. But when it comes to road racing, we put this insert in here. What we have here, when you deaccelerate, we've got a flapper door right here that contains the fuel in this area. But when you're turning left or right, it always makes sure that it keeps the box full. Because the trick is, on any fuel cell, if you put 18.7 gallons in this container, you're supposed to get 18.7 out to give you an opportunity to win the race.
Yeah, you see how they put that fuel cell pickup in there, and that's it's key to being able to try to get that fuel out of there, because these left and right hand turns, it's just very, very hard to get all of the fuel out of the fuel cell.
Well, as Trent Owens said, Jacques Villeneuve's crew chief a minute ago, this is about to get really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
With the fuel strategy to the finish of this one. 20 laps to go at Road America as we still sit under the red flag. There is beautiful Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Really a neat little town. Enjoyed our weekend here thus far. Looking across from the lake to Road America from our Fastenal Helicam. Aerial coverage brought to you by Fastenal. They've just withdrawn the yellow flag, or the red flag rather, put the yellow flag back out, finally, after about a half an hour. And the field going to get rolling now and come back around toward pit entry. And see if anybody does come off the track and onto pit road. Find out what some of the front runners teams are thinking at this point. Doc?
Up here with Matt Pusha, who's been talking to Paul Menard, and you guys are about in the same situation as some of the others on fuel. How close are you?
It's pretty close right now. I think we get a couple more caution laps, we'll be fine here, but I don't know, we'll just have to see how it plays out here and how many more we get. If we get one or two more laps, you know, this is we got 20 laps to go, and caution usually breeds other cautions, so we'll just have to see how it plays out and see how we play our card.
You were down talking to Drew Blickensderfer. He said a moment ago, if the guys you're racing against come, or he's racing against come, 35 or 36, they might come to and top off and take tires. What do you think?
Yeah, you got to think about that. You know, our car's pretty good. We don't want to get outbeat by somebody with fresher tires. So let's see how it plays and see who we're racing, the people we're racing, what they do, and we'll go from there.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Jamie?
All right, John Reese, we mentioned it earlier. He is not only being the crew chief on the 27, you're actually going over the wall, and you're the jack man too. So what's the plan this stop? First of all, you guys got to get a good stop in, but what's the call?
Yes, I think we're going to go with fuel only. We were talking about getting tires, but we've only got 3 laps on these tires. So, I mean, we can pack her full right here and we can go the rest of the way. And he's been doing a heck of a job all race, and we'll get him up there back up front and get us a win in this place.
You having some fun?
Oh, yeah, I'm having a good time.
Not something we see every week, Alan.
Yeah, that's for sure, Jamie. Thank you. So field rolling now down around the carousel out of the backside of the course. And when they come back around, we'll see who chooses to come down pit road or not. 31 minutes, 33 seconds, the red flag for the cleanup. And then we'll have the pit stops and then go back racing.
Well, all I can tell you right now, we learn a lot when we go to brand new racetracks. And I think we just learned we need a faster broom truck.
All right, so Andy, you've heard some of these crew chiefs talking. You heard the interview with Drew Blickensderfer a little while ago. You just heard Matt Pusha and some of the other front runners, and you heard Trent Owens, Jacques Villeneuve's crew chief as well. What do you do if you're one of those first 3 or 4?
I'm staying out. I'm going to gamble on having some caution laps. That'll get me there. Track position just too important. You know, I heard Matt Pusha saying that if they just had a couple more caution flag laps, that they could make it, and that could be the difference in winning. We're going to see this is going to be the key part of the race, the decision that's made when they get to the entrance of pit road right here.
And you got to believe they're going to have more caution flags. I guess the only thing that would worry me a little bit is the new NASCAR rule. You know, three restarts,
out.
You're still staying out. Okay.
I'm gambling.
Only 2 cautions in the first 27 laps of the race. 2 cautions in the last 4 laps of the race. There's still a long way to go in this. That's the other thing to think about for these drivers. And I would suppose if I were one of these crew chiefs, I'd be on the radio saying, hey, you know, it's not quite go time yet.
No, it's not. I mean, it says 20 laps to go, and you think that's a short amount of time, but it's not. I mean, you're talking about 4-mile laps. That's a lot of racing left.
Yeah, Bristol, that 20 laps goes by in about, what, 4 minutes or so, right?
Yeah.
But here it's gonna take a little bit. Well, if you stuck with us through the red flag, we sure appreciate it, and you are probably going to see a whole lot of action in the final 20 laps of this race, beginning right now. When the field comes to the pit road, we'll see what the leaders' teams choose to do.
Get ready to come here.
That's Drew Blickensderfer talking to Carl Edwards as they come around turn 14 to the opening of pit road, and see what kind of calls are made and who rolls the dice and stays out.
Watch your mirror here. Watch your mirror.
See, that's Drew Blickensderfer, the crew chief, Carl Edwards. Watch your mirror. Now, that 32's coming.
Oh, there they come.
God, I can't believe they're coming in. I wouldn't do it. I'd have never done that.